Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me on our next session about Startup for Startup. My name is Lior Krenchel, and I'm the head of the Startup for Startup initiative here at monday.com. Previously, I've been principal at a venture capital firm called Mangrove Capital Partners, and all in all, I've been in the startup ecosystem working on different roles for the last 10 years. So what is Startup for Startup? Startup for Startup is our platform for sharing knowledge, experience, and actionable insights from one startup to another. Before we dive deeper into what exactly we do, I'd like to share with you a bit of the why. So why are we doing this? 9 out of 10 startups fail. 50% of startups will close after 5 years. And 75% of venture-backed startups never return cash to their investors. With those numbers in mind, we sat back, Roy, Aran, and myself, and started thinking, how can we help startups? And we came to the realization that by sharing our knowledge, our experience, our journey, for good and for bad, here at monday.com, others can learn from that and hopefully succeed better and faster. At the heart of the initiative, 3 main fundamentals lie. The first one is giving and receiving, and it's really implied by the name of the initiative, right? We call it Startup for a reason. And the reason is that we understood that the challenges of a startup journey never really end. So they might change with time, they might scale and expand with time. They're always existent. And so with this initiative, we really hope to share knowledge and also exchange knowledge, meaning that we want to share from our experience with other startups, but also learn from theirs. The second important fundamental is transparency, which is one of the 6 values we hold closely to our hearts here at monday.com. And so we're committed with the initiative to tell the truth, to tell things as they happened, to share real numbers and KPIs so that others can really learn from our experience. And finally, our KPI for this initiative is karma. We want to make sure that all of the knowledge and all of the experience that we share really helps others. So we do that by conducting a lot of surveys, sending feedbacks, and asking to know really what is it that startups learn from this experience. We want to make sure that we give others and that they truly learn something. And so we keep on asking after every meeting, after every event, what is it that you learned? What's your main takeaway? On the slide, you can see a letter we received from one of the very first founders we helped under this initiative, saying that he got true empathy and support from us, that it was inspiring to find the top executives of Monday on his side, and that he will do his best to return this good karma to the startup community. So what exactly do we do? The first and main component of the initiative is our podcast. Until today, we released 82 episodes covering challenges from HR to fundraising to R&D, company culture, and pretty much every aspect of a startup journey. I can proudly share with you that organically we've reached to 1,500 listeners every month, sharing with us proactively their lessons and what they've gained out of listening to our experience. And finally, we want to make sure that we stay relevant by always addressing challenges coming bottom up from our ecosystem and also addressing global trends when relevant. The second component is a live event. At some point, we just understood that there's a great opportunity to meet and engage with our audience, understand what their challenges are, and crack them together. And so until today, we held 3 different events. The first one was about leading with KPIs. The second was about designing with simple, however not simplistic tools. And finally, the last one just recently was about scaling sales organizations. Stay tuned for our next one coming really soon. As the name of the initiative implies, we also wish to be a platform for other founders to share their experience and challenges. And so we do it today in 2 main ways. The first one is through what we call Founders Column, on which we feature a different founder every week, answering the same reflective 10 questions. Example for a question can be, what piece of advice would you give yourself when you just first started your journey? And so we were happy to learn that not only others love reading this content, but also the founders themselves answering the questions tell us that this is a great opportunity for them to stop and reflect on their journeys and challenges. The second component of being a platform for other founders is a series of events we call Challenge Accepted, which are really intimate sessions with founders sharing their challenges on stage and struggles with a crowd of startups. We started this initiative to help others. Little did we know that we would end up gaining so much from it ourselves. In a survey we conducted just recently, we found out that 80% of our employees understand better the culture and values of the company throughout the initiative. Not only that, 60% of them shared an episode or a piece of content with their peers externally. With that, I want to invite you to join us on startupforstartup.com. Stay tuned for more events, more content, and don't forget to tell us what is it that you learned out of this experience. Thank you.